Now, ladies and gentlemen, the Counter-Strike Global Offensive market, specifically Stockholm capsules, like the Challengers capsule, has stayed over $1 now at this point in time for a little over 24 hours. We're seeing things like the clutch case go from around 15 or even 13 cents just over a week ago. Now it's pushing 30 cents. What is going on here? These things are going absolutely crazy up in price. We're even seeing things that we're not really expecting, like the glove case, for an example, going down in value. Why is that? And I think right off the bat right there, I think the demand is just not really there for that item at this point in time. It's not really worth for people to open gloves for that specific case right now when there's a lot of other things that are very profitable, and that's why I think that case is really not getting opened a whole lot. It honestly feels like we're getting some sort of Steam summer hype before the actual summer sale and summer hype of CSGO, if you get what I'm saying. We're also seeing Katowice 2019 Legends capsules getting opened and sold at a significant amount right now. That's to the point where it's on the second Steam page right now for CSGO items that are getting sold. Now in today's video, we're going to be having a market update. And what does that mean? Well, we're going to be looking over prices. They are pretty much going up in value quite a bit for a lot of items, obviously, mainly from Stockholm and specific cases. And I really want to do this series a lot, and you're going to see it a whole lot going into the Antwerp Major in the next month or so, which is going to be pretty exciting for CSGO investors. And of course, the Steam Summer Sale and the Steam Summer Hype for CSGO items. So that's usually when CS items go up quite a bit. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, like and subscribe. Really helps the channel grow. Really appreciate it, guys. And before we stop and hop right in the video, ladies and gentlemen, I have to do a quick shout out to my sponsor, Skinport. Now, Skinport has been with us on the channel almost from the beginning here, ladies and gentlemen. They are the biggest buying and selling marketplace over here in North America and Europe with over 300,000 items to choose from. If you guys sell anything, it goes to your bank via bank transfer, which is very, very nice. No hidden fees. And if you want to find some of these investments, which I actually think some of these actually might be a pretty good investment at this point in time, because I said a few weeks back that, you know, we should give the market maybe a couple weeks, maybe 3 weeks to see if these prices are really stable, if they're really worth investing into. And right now, some of these cases, I do think they're stable. There's no reason for things like the Broken Fang case to really come down in price unless Valve does, you know, a completely 180 on us where they nerf a weapon right before a major. That's never really been done before besides the R8 if you really count that. So I don't really see the M4A4 getting buffed anytime soon, or really any big map changes. So if you want to invest right now, it wouldn't be the worst time to. But you have to know, it would be a very quick thing in my personal opinion, because I do think prices are going to drop going into the Antwerp Major. And of course, after that, they're going to go back up. But that's only speculation. Let's hop right into the video, guys. So first things off, the Broken Fang case. What is going on with this? Everyone's been asking this. I covered this a little bit in Mando Monday, but it's now $1 at 65,000 quantity, which is just absolutely crazy. And we're seeing things in this case, not just the print stream, obviously, but everything else is going up in this case quite a bit. And it's been steadily growing since the beginning of February. Like, we've talked about this thing since it was around 60 cents. Now it's over $1, which is absolutely crazy, especially for a case like this where we never really thought it would rebound. We're seeing things like the Phoenix case go back over $1. That's kind of crazy. The Op Asimov is pushing $120 again. That's absolutely amazing. Now, 2 or 3 months ago, we saw the Op Asimov go to 120 bucks, and we thought that was the cap. I think now the cap could go forward with that thing. So if you have one, I would maybe hold off on selling it. And for people holding items at this point in time, for the Steam Summer Sale, just know there is probably going to be a bumpy road the next couple of months with the Antwerp Major. Really, until we know what these stickers look like whatsoever, we're not really going to have a clue on how this is going to affect the market. And the reasoning behind that is, well, if we get stickers that look like RMR, maybe a mix between RMR and Stockholm, maybe some concepts that I covered in a video a little while ago, I think we could see people sell a whole mass full of items like the clutch cases, the RMR capsules. Once again, those will go down even more. We'll see Stockholm capsules go down even more to unbox the Antwerp Major capsules. And it's going to happen either way, but it's just going to really tell us at what percentage it's going to happen. So just know that if you're going to buy in and especially hold till the Steam Summer Sale. Now let's take a really quick look at Stockholm capsules. Should you buy, should you sell, or should you keep them if you're holding right now, or if that's what you're planning on doing? So if you're planning on selling or planning on holding, there's some things you should know for the next couple of months and possibly after that. One, you're running a risk of the Antwerp Major having very similar stickers to the Stockholm Major. And if that were to happen, I think we could lose up to 30% of these stickers' value. Now, the chances of that happening are not very high. Valve knows what they're doing. They don't like to remix and reuse stickers all of the time, especially with majors, because it doesn't really do that well with sales and for people in the future. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of evidence to back that, but we've had like 10 years of majors to kind of understand that. I think these major stickers anyway, either way, will drop at least 10% when the next major comes out, even if they look at RMR level or even worse than that, probably like maybe Academy. Say 2019, for an example, they go back to the circular background. And if you're wanting to invest in these capsules, I would suggest waiting in the next little month or so in that 75% off sale gap that you're going to have into the Antwerp Major. And then these things will really go on sale, maybe not that much. Either invest now and you don't pull out, possibly make some money if you want to do that, and go in for the long term if you're going to invest now, or just keep holding for the next few years, because this is looking like a very good long-term investment. And the Legends capsule, to be exact, at 65 cents. I mean, this has been really good profit for a lot of people, like everything else. The Contenders is really starting to take off in quantity as well as the price. I mean, this thing a little while ago, I sold most of mine at 50 cents, which I don't really regret doing, neither for a lot of these. I sold a lot of my Challengers capsules at $1 and a lot of my Stockholm Contenders ones at like 50, 60 cents, which is pretty good. Now, like I said earlier with the Dreams and Nightmares case and the Riptide case, don't be fooled by the quantity. I do believe still there's a couple million more at least of the Challengers and Contenders in people's inventories. They're just waiting to put on the market. That's what's kind of happening every single day. It looks like, you know, they get to around 2,000 quantity, then boom, there's like 10,000 more on the market, and those get bought and used, you know, unboxed throughout the day. Now, a very common question I think I'm going to receive is, what should you buy if you're going to invest into Stockholm right now and into the market in general? So I would go in for the long-term game, especially with Stockholm. If you're going to go into Stockholm, go the long-term game, and you have to know your risks that you could lose a lot if, you know, let's just say the next major has very similar stickers, which is not really likely, but it is possible. And then for the case market, I would like to just say ride that out for the next little while, because prices on cases right now are absolutely insane. I don't see the Broken Fang case really holding over $1 for longer than the next couple weeks, but I could be wrong on that. I still think the original cases will be good, and things like the clutch case right now are things you're going to really want to capitalize on. So if you have these, I would really keep a very close eye on them. And if you can find them for a really good price, invest in them. But if you can't, I would really stay away from investing into that kind of stuff right now, since we just saw a very big price increase at the very moment in time. But if you go into it, you just have to know you're going in for the long-term game. Now, we're actually seeing things like the bayonet Doppler, the M9 bayonet Doppler, the Karambit Doppler, stuff like that. Dopplers for knives, especially for the older ones, and the butterfly specifically, going up in value quite a bit, actually, to the point where it's pretty noticeable for someone even on the Steam market when it's mainly on buff that you're seeing these prices. Price of these things has really been all over the place. I mean, we've seen them go from the beginning of last month at $600. Now things for the Karambit Doppler, for an example, are pushing $600, which is just kind of crazy to think about. And this is for phase 4. I'm just using this as an example over here on buff. Yeah, they're pushing literally some of them a little over that, but they probably have more blue. You kind of get the point. Everything's going up in value, which is really, really good. Now, Dreams and Nightmares and Riptide, once again, these things, it's pretty simple. I pretty much state it in every single market update because there's always someone asking. The Dreams and Nightmares case, there's a lot of trade-ups going on. A lot of higher tier collectors like the new AK that's out. And these cases are getting opened faster than we're obtaining them. And it's also part of the point that not a lot of people are unboxing them, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And the Riptide case is obviously a little bit cheaper at this point in time than the Dreams and Nightmares case, than to get the Riptide knife, if that makes any sense whatsoever, which is pretty nice. And I do think there's still probably a couple 100,000 to over 1 million possibly in people's inventories for Riptide cases. So don't let that number on the Steam market really scare you. It's obviously pushing 92 cents, but I do think it's going to go over $1 in the next 24 hours, which is just kind of crazy. And if the Riptide case drops even more, kind of similar to Stockholm, because obviously the demand for it wasn't there at the beginning, but now it's going to be because the skins in it might become rare possibly. That's kind of just speculation. We're kind of just going with nothing there. Now, things like the Danger Zone have actually dropped quite a bit in quantity anyway. This was over 1 million. Now it's at 830,000. I'm sure people are opening those, but most of them are probably in people's inventories. I would count an extra maybe 5 million in people's inventories, maybe a little more, possibly up to 20. Now, things like the Snakebite case have literally skyrocketed up in price from around, I would say, 7 cents to 16 cents. It's doubled up in value. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it really has gone up a lot, because this thing was maybe one of the worst cases we've seen up until Dreams and Nightmares, and the reason for this exploding is obviously because of Broken Fang. This is kind of an ongoing occurrence here. We're seeing things go up in value because something else is going up in value. Usually how it works, but it's really affecting the market this time. It's not just something random going up. Now, for Stockholm Hollows specifically, these things are also going up like absolutely crazy. Finally, I can see these hollows finally get some love. And later this week, I am doing my inventory reveal, my investment reveal, and I have a themed inventory around Copenhagen Flames, and these stickers are now pushing $4.50, almost $5, which is just kind of crazy. The Nico Hollow, one of the best looking signatures in CS that I've seen in a very long time, is pushing $5 as well, $4.50 at the current point in time. 83 quantity for the Mouse Hollow in that Challenger's capsule, which is just very, very nice to see. I think the hollows this year have really good effects. I think they look very, very nice. And I've suggested this in the past, even not for an investment. If you want some stickers that are pretty cheap right now for a sticker craft in the future, if you might have any desire in the next couple years, even something like a Virtus Pro Hollow, I would suggest buying it now and just keeping it in your inventory until you want to buy some sort of craft or make a craft in the future, because I do think these stickers will be pretty valuable one day, either or. But obviously that is speculation because we don't really know until the next major what's going to happen. And I would say after the next major, the Antwerp specifically, is that when we'll really get some sort of answer of what the next stickers are going to look like in CS. Then we can kind of just go back and use Stockholm as a maybe primary investment. Now I know Gambit did actually pull out of CS the other day, and obviously their sticker is almost 700 quantity in the market, $1.31, so it's nothing too crazy to look at right now. I know people are talking about and suggesting investing into that, which I don't agree with. Never want to invest in something when a player retires or base investment off of a player retiring. It just never really works out, pans out the way you want it to. Now the Battlescroll Hollow has actually dropped quite a bit of value, 40 cents to be exact, the past I would say 2 weeks, mainly due to the fact that Stockholm is still really taking the crown in place here of investments inside of CS. And that's kind of like with everything else going on in Counter-Strike right now. Things are going so much up in value, it's very difficult to see future of a lot of these items, right? Because even things like the Fennec Fox, the non-souvenir one, it's all over the place in the Steam market. And that's due to the fact that there's so many other investments right now, and a lot of other people are just busy with other things right now. A lot of other things are going up in value. People have priorities, and eventually I think these will be it. But for right now, people's eyes aren't really on these. And with souvenir packages on the horizon for Antwerp probably being the exact same as Stockholm, and obviously with this past operation, it might affect the prices of these things even more. So that's something to look out for once again. Now things like the Death Strike have really fallen in value here, being a little over $300, now about $270 factoring in the Steam market, which is just, that's just how it is. I think it's because everything else is going up in value. People are selling items at a mass and then just opening other things, buying other things for an investment. Let me know what you guys think. Are you guys selling? Are you guys buying? And if you guys do decide to buy or sell, make sure you check out our sponsor, Skinport, ladies and gentlemen. Pick up some things or sell some things for a very great price. It goes directly to your bank via bank transfer. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below. Love to hear you guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Peace out, guys.